Armed with the wit of a genius, the experience of a veteran, and the agile physique of a teenage athlete, Funmi Yanda proved to be a force to be reckoned with in local and international media circles. In a chat with me at the exquisite Che Lounge and Steakhouse, Funmi Yanda had a lot to say.
I grew up with my father and my brothers, so I wasn't taught that there was anything you couldn't be just because of your gender. We shared all the responsibilities, including cooking and cleaning. And because my father was an only parent, because my mother died, I saw my father back my brothers, feed the boys and all of that. So my own vision of what a man should be in terms of how to nurture your family is completely different from what is the norm. So I suppose that maybe my father spoils me in that regard. I was the only girl. By the time when I was 16 or thereabout, my father then finally happily remarried, and then he had 3 other girls after me and my brothers. So then I have 3 young half sisters who are really gorgeous. My youngest one is 6'1½". You should see her. She's 18. She's drop dead gorgeous. So I have a large family. I always have to count and then I have 10 siblings.
Long before her multi-award winning broadcaster and columnist status, she always had an eye for the media, and this she proved by exploring the world of sports and expressing her love for people. She became a member of the NFA and participated in a variety of media activities that later went on to make history.
I remember some days that I am very fond about, and this was the days of Abacha. You know, the journalists of Nigeria fought the military to a standstill. Some of my own journalism heroes are those men, the likes of Kunle Ajibade, Femi Ojudu, you know, so many of them. I mean, they went to jail, some were killed. They were brave men and women. You know, so I'm partial in that regard, but that was what was necessary for that time, and that time has passed. This time requires a different sort of journalism, and I think that Nigeria would evolve what will work for her. I don't think that, and some things are outside of our power, and they are in our favor, because the world is changing in terms of technology.
Her call to fame was the popular TV program Good Morning Nigeria, and of course New Dawn, which became the Nigerian Television Authority's longest-running independently produced program. For a long time, the show captured the hearts of the Nigerian audience, but sadly came to a halt after 8 long years. Now, didn't she break hearts?
I didn't know that people were affected the way they were, because I mean, even up to now, I mean, in odd places, on the streets in London, people talk and they don't say, they accuse me of stopping New Dawn, like accusation. Why did you do this? Why did you? And I'm honorable of that. It means that it meant something to them. I've never sought to work first and foremost to find fans. I mean, that might sound weird, but I've always wanted to do good work. Because when I started New Dawn, it wasn't everybody's favorite show. I was doing it in a way that people didn't do it before me, and so it took a while for people to actually cotton on to what I was doing. So I've always also had that ability to do what I felt was right, what I feel within my DNA I was supposed to be doing. You know, so, and eventually maybe people cotton up to it. So I didn't think that I was going to be losing fans. In fact, I wasn't thinking about fans. I was thinking about the work, the content. I was excited about the kind of work I was going to be doing and the kind of value that kind of work will bring, not only to my profession, but to this country. So I was focused on that. It was later on I realized, okay, people depend on me every day to smile and say certain things, but they're not going to be disappointed about the direction that I'm heading.
A media professional for over 10 years, Funmi set out to establish her own multimedia production company, which would see to the production of her latest talk show.
You know, we say that thing, go better. So I began to ask that question, how? From it go better to it go better so, and how it go take better. You know, so that's why I decided I was going to do something about ignition. You know, so beyond, now you have taken inspiration, it's time for action. Individually and collectively, what are we going to do? And I wanted to do the sort of media that inspired people to do to the next level. You know, yes, I've touched their soul. Now I want us to become kinetic. You know, move. Let's do something. Let's light the fire within, particularly for young people. And so I set up Ignite Media. And the challenge with New Dawn, of course, was because we were working with NTA. It was a daily show. You couldn't sit back and actually be, you know how we can be in this job where you can be spoiled and actually do great production. You know that kind of thing where you have time to finish, you edit, you do the color correction, you do the sound mixing, you do everything. I wanted to do the kind of production that nobody would tell me internationally we couldn't air.